Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of air exploration, and in this video we're going to be traveling from Johns Wayne Airport to Utah all the way to Philadelphia. There's going to be a total of 2 flights, and also the airline that we're going to be going in this video is Delta Airline. Right now we're packing all our stuff and I can't wait to start this journey. Alright, so right now we just headed outside the house and we're now waiting for our Uber to pick us up to drive us over to the John Wayne Airport. Alright, so right now we have just arrived at the Johns Wayne Airport and we're now waiting as our Uber is gonna drop us off, and we're gonna be heading inside the airport for the baggage drop off and check-in too. So after a while of walking around, we finally found our parking spot with our airline that we're going to be heading into, and we're now exiting our Uber car and we're now heading inside the airport. So we just finished having our check-in and baggage drop-off. We're now walking over as we're going to be going through our security check-in next. Alright, so we just finished our security check-in and we're now heading to a nearby restaurant, which is the California Pizza Kitchen, for some pizza. And after that, we're now heading to our boarding gate so that we can go on our first flight, which is gonna be 2 hours. So after a while of waiting at our boarding gate, we're now preparing to board on our plane. So let's head in there right now. So right now we just found our seat and we already put all our stuff away. And before we start flying, let's start off with our seat review. So to start off, we got this TV for our entertainment, and under the TV we also have a foldable table, which sadly we don't have no meal, but we get provided with drinks and snacks. Over here we have extra pockets to put away our stuff, which includes menu, safety rules, and a vomit bag. And that should be it for our seat review. So once we get comfy in our spot in the airplane, we are now getting introduced to a intro and safety video of the Delta Airlines. So after a while of waiting, we are now preparing for our first flight, about 2 hours from John Wayne Airport all the way to Salt Lake City Airport in Utah. So after a few more minutes, we're now preparing for our first takeoff to Salt Lake City in Utah. So, as we are now flying, I'm going to be talking about the entertainments that they have on this airline that is unique from all the other airlines like EVA, China, Singapore, and all those airlines. So what made this really unique is that all my experience on this airline, another category that I saw was a YouTuber, which I thought was really interesting. They would feature famous YouTubers like Mr. Beast and Ryan Toys Review, which I thought was really unique and fascinating. But after a while, the flight attendants will come around to provide us some drinks and snack. And for me, I got a Sprite and a snack called Biscoffs. So otherwise, this was a really good experience with the TV and the snack and drinks, but it did keep my mind off until we finally arrived at the Salt Lake City in Utah. So after the 2-hour flight, we can finally see lights of the Salt Lake City in Utah, and we're now preparing for our landing. Alright, so we finally arrived at Salt Lake City in Utah, and right now it's 8:55 at 9 p.m. and we're right now heading inside the airport to continue to our transfer gate.
Thank you.
So right now we're inside the airport, and as we're taking a break and going to the restroom, I decided to explore this nearby duty shop free, which was the Lego, and they had a lot of interesting stuff with a lot of Lego sets and keychains. I really found it really interesting as we are waiting before heading to our transfer gate. So once we finished our break, we headed to our boarding gate, which wasn't that far, but after a while waiting, we're now heading in to our last flight. And for the sea review, it wasn't much different. So right now, this is gonna be a 5-hour flight from Salt Lake City all the way to Philadelphia. Once again, once everyone was boarded onto the plane, we are now prepared for our last takeoff.
Rewind, come again.
So once we're in the sky, since it was like about 10 o'clock, we were gonna take a nap for the night until we finally arrived at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So after 5 hours has passed, we are now finally landing in Philadelphia Airport. So once we were in the ground, we packed our stuff and we're now heading outside and into the airport. So right now we're heading over to the baggage reclaim area and also exiting the airport. But before we head over there, we decided to get a quick snack at the Aunt Amy place. So once we got all our baggages from the baggage reclaim area, we are now heading outside of the airport to Philadelphia waiting for our Uber. And one thing I will say is that once we got out, it was really cold outside. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this. So, thank you so much for watching this video of us traveling from Johns Wayne Airport to Utah, Salt Lake City, all the way to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.